Regis Prograis and Devin Haney. I got a message for these young guys. I got the old head got to talk to the young guys right now. That press conference that I saw today, okay, I want to make sure y'all do a little better than the next one. I know y'all going to run another press conference back. I don't know what city and state just yet, but I want you all to make it just a little bit more classier than it was today, okay? Because we got sponsorship money. We got sponsorship money that's riding on this. This is how y'all get paid now. This is how the promoter get paid to defray the cost now. So I want to make sure, young fellas, Regis and Devin, that the next press conference that you all have before this fight, and I'm sure you're going to have at least 2 or 3 more before December 9th, please make sure it's just a little bit more classier, okay? Now, when I looked at this press conference today, I was slightly disappointed. I'm going to tell you 2 reasons why I was slightly disappointed. I was slightly disappointed because, number one, y'all were using, let me back up for a second. I'm not saying that just about Regis. His trainer, I believe that's his trainer that was up there. He was too. Devin was as well. Y'all kept using racial epithets, the N-word, and y'all kept using it in front of Eddie Hearn. And you know Eddie Hearn is not black. I'm not making excuses for it. All I'm saying is we got to stop being so comfortable with publicly using that racial epithet, especially to counterparts who are not of the same race that don't understand why and how we use it against each other. We have sponsorship, okay, that invests money, all right? And when they hear racial epithets, okay, moving forward, young men in the business of boxing, we got to start cleaning it up because we want to make sure we are what? Enticing casual boxing fans, and we want to make sure we are enticing more sponsorship so we can do what? Generate and increase more revenue. So that's the first thing that disappointed me. Using racial epithets, the N-word in particular, towards each other, especially in front of that white man, Mr. Eddie Hearn. I'm not trying to make this racial. I'm just using this for business purposes because I don't hear nobody else talking about it, so why not me? Salute to my guy in the chat, another content creator. Boss Hog Boxing is in the building. I see you. So the N-word in the next press conferences, please don't use it no more. If y'all going to use it, please use it in a text message. Use it in a phone call toward each other. That's all I'm not encouraging it. I'm just saying I know you use it because y'all used it very freely today in front of the white people and everybody else that was there that is not of this culture. All I'm saying is don't mess up the bag. So in the next press conference, Devin Haney, Bill Haney, Regis Prograis, and I don't know Regis Prograis' trainer's name. I don't know his name, but him, the guy that was up there at the table today. Please, not with the racial epithets. Because guess what happens? We got to keep it all the way 100 now. That's why I don't use it in my content. To each his own. If you use it in yours, it's all good. I'm just talking about me. Because in all fairness now, if the roles were reversed, let's just hypothetically say, right? If Regis Prograis and his trainer didn't use the N-word, and Bill Haney and or Devin Haney did not use the N-word, but Eddie Hearn used it. Nobody else up there on the stage used it, but Eddie Hearn used it. Every black person that was there, including Bill, including Regis, including Devin, and including Regis' trainer, would have been looking at Eddie Hearn a little funny and may have would have said something derogatory towards him. So if it's not cool for him to use it, especially publicly, it should not be acceptable for us to use it toward each other, especially publicly. That's all I'm saying from a business standpoint. Why? Because we have so many different people from all different ethnic groups that invest that money. You understand? So even if we make it acceptable to us from a cultural standpoint, when we get in front of a camera on a business level in an environment conducive to making money from other cultures, we have to conduct ourselves with a certain level of decorum. So, young men, and if you know them, go share this with them. You tell a manager Marty said it. Share them with it. Share this with them. I'm only speaking from the hearts of my brothers. All I'm saying is, in the next press conferences, let's be a little bit more classier and alleviate the racial epithets. All right? Second thing that disappointed me about this press conference is we kept hearing 4 grown men, particularly 3, because Regis wasn't really getting involved in the beginning with it. We've seen multiple grown men, black men to be exact, but we're not going to make it racial. We're just going to make it gender-based as far as us being men. We saw men going back and forth, cutting each other off, and we couldn't really understand the points that each side was bringing up because everybody wanted to be right and talk over each other, and it just sounded like Love and Hip Hop with a bunch of women. And I'm sure it may have turned a lot of females off watching that. Okay? So, from a business standpoint, moving forward, this is to the trainers. The ones that's coaching the fighters. This is towards them. Let's maintain a level of professionalism because to my understanding, I don't know their ages, but I'm just going to go on a limb and say that both guys are at least in their late 40s to early 50s. I don't know how old Bill Haney is or Regis Prograis trainer. I'm not sure. But I'm just saying from a maturity level standpoint as businessmen, being an example for the younger men, how we conduct ourselves as men and how we not get emotional. I always talk about it on the channel, so this is nothing new here. In the next press conferences, let's be classy about it. In other words, let Bill Haney and Devin Haney speak their piece first without any interruption. And then Regis and his trainer, they get the rebuttal or say whatever they're going to say next without any interruption. I'm talking about conflict resolution. What does that do? When we provide conflict resolution before or in the presence of other cultures, that's going to make them want to do what? Give more money. That's all I'm saying. Do everybody love drama? Yes. Should press conferences be dramatic? Yes. It's all a part of promotion. But when it gets to a point where we can't even hear what each other is saying, when the audience cannot hear, when the media out there is trying to gain content and the audio is just it messes up the promotion and it takes away the dramatic value of press conferences. Yeah, be back and forth, of course, but we got to make sure that we doing it in a certain way that's going to appeal to casual boxing fans because they are the ones who are paying hard-earned money for a good fight. Yes, the hardcore boxing fans, like most of us, we're going to pay irregardless of whether racial epithets are being used, whether or not men are acting a little bit too emotional, whether or not they talk over each other, blasey, blasey, blasey. But I am trying to make an appeal to who? The casuals, the ones who are new to the sport as an audience, the one who have an elementary level of understanding of the business of boxing, because this is how we all in the business of boxing can improve and increase and generate higher revenue opportunities. That's all I'm saying. It's just boxing. It's just boxing. Okay. So I just wanted to give that spill on the press conference.